Everyone has a grandfather, but not everyone has a papa. My grandfather was one of the most inspirational men in my life. Not only did he serve in the U.S. Navy, but he was a wonderful husband and a wonderful father, and he was just overall a wonderful person. He could make you laugh, he could make you cry, but most of all, he could make you forget about whatever was bothering you, and that's one of the things I admired the most about my grandfather. He married my grandmother when he was 20 and she was 19. They were married for almost 50 years before he passed away. My grandpa had 4 passions in his life. My grandmother, race cars, his kids, and his dogs. My grandpa was willing to do anything to make his kids or his grandkids happy. Whether that meant dressing up as Santa Claus for Christmas after Christmas after Christmas, or getting on Super Scream at Knott's Berry Farm with me after he promised to be my roller coaster buddy and no one else would get on it. It was 256 stories in the air, and I remember getting so scared halfway up when he told me, "Don't worry, I'm pretty sure we can see my front porch from all the way up here," which, since we were in California and he lived in El Paso, Texas, I knew that was impossible, but it made me laugh and forget how scared I was. He also used to hug me tight and let me ride on his back like he was a pony and I was a cowgirl, which was really awesome since we lived in Texas and I always wanted to be a cowgirl. He showed me how to love, not only by the way he loved his dogs, which were his favorite people to come home to sometimes, but also the way he loved my grandmother. My grandfather got really sick, and while it was awful seeing him in the hospital, I knew he was still my grandfather by the way he would flirt with the nurses, but then tell them quickly he was taken, but his son is single. He was always making everyone around him laugh, and that's something I will never forget about my grandfather. He inspired me to be the person I am today, and I'm so happy he was able to be in my life for as long as he was. One of my biggest regrets is not having him at my high school graduation, and I know it's going to be hard not having him at my college graduation or my wedding. But just knowing he's watching over me and knowing how much of an impact he had on everyone in my family's life is going to make losing him a little bit easier for me. I love you, Papa, and I'm glad to have an angel in the sky looking over me for always.